this is where it began. In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I wanna be in the warm hole of your loving mind. For to feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand. But I may as well try and catch the wind. When sundown pales the sky, I wanna hide a while behind your smile. And everywhere I'd look, your eyes I'd find. For me to love you now would be the sweetest thing. 'Twould make me sing. Can you sing? But I may as well try and catch the wind. Dee 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 dee.
Donovan, welcome in Rhodes. You're back.
To the blues.
Right.
Festival,
Right.
yeah.
You performed in this little town already 35 years ago in another part of the town.
Yeah.
It was a discotheque called Mad.
Yeah, the promoter, Peter, I think he brought me, did he?
I don't know who did it, but
Yeah, it was, Peter. Yeah, I remember something a little bit about it, but I love playing in Germany, yeah, sure.
you're touring Germany. You're in the middle of a German tour for the first time for many, many years. How is it going?
It's going great. A 50-year anniversary tour began last year, but it was so long, it's also this year. From 1965 to 66 was very important for me. Big change, you know. Wonderful, wonderful beginning for me. So it's going very well. I'm come to thank the fans, of course, but also to announce that all my music has been about raising a higher consciousness of the planet and brotherhood and peace through music.
You've been a kind of political musician. You've been singing about ecological topics 40 years ago as one of the first.
Yeah, it's only 50 years since the flag was waved by songwriters like me that the world must become aware for the children of the future how stupid human race is to try to destroy the planet. Bad news. So that's what I'm still doing. My music will always be singing about positive thoughts, yeah.
The 10th of May is coming closer. There's going to be a big concert and your birthday.
Yeah.
How far do you sometimes look back or just looking forward?
Well, the music is 50 years old, but I'm becoming 70 in May. I mean, the body is 70. The mind and the heart is always young, forever young, really. But my 70th is going to be celebrated on the stage on May 6, not May 10, because the concert is in Palladium and the booking is on May 6. So I'm going to have a birthday party on stage with Danny Thompson, the great bass player, John Cameron on piano, who recorded with me and arranged with me all those fantastic songs and tracks on Sunshine Superman album, and in Mellow Yellow, and in others, and a fantastic drummer, Gavin Harrison. And what I'm going to do is make a beat cafe. I'm going to take the sound back to where it began, in the jazz clubs, and the folk clubs, and the blues clubs. So the sound on stage will be very roots. That's what I'm doing. Well, thank you. Well, here I am on my 50th anniversary tour, and when they ask me how I feel, I say, I wasn't counting, but I feel great. I feel good. Why? I've come out this last year and this year to thank you all. I'm like Neil Young. He and I feel the same. if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. We would be somewhere like it, but not as much as really you put us here. And I'm so grateful, and it's so wonderful that my poetry and music has been so loved by so many. And so I've come to say thank you. It sounds very strange, but it's true. And I'm going to try and sing as many songs on my tour as possible. And I'm beginning in this first half as a one set, and then we have a break, and we do another set. But in this first half, I'm singing songs mostly from the first two albums in 1965. Just a little bit more, yeah. Yeah, I love them too. A little bit more level on the vocal up here would be sweet. Just a little bit more. 1, 2, 2, 2. La la. Well, after Catch the Wind, my goodness, this was the next one. Colors. Yellow is the color of my true love's hair in the morning when we rise. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best. Blue is the color of the sky in the morning when we rise. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best.
You're taking the past to the present and into the future. You're re-releasing a lot of your albums on the new websites. And you also, the retrospective album of last year will come out again as a deluxe edition, as far as I know.
That's a long question.
Right.
Yeah, I just released Retrospective, which is two CDs. And one CD is my selection of the order of the hits, 13 of them. And then the other CD is my selection of 60s Donovan album tracks. So I'm very happy with this, but I have a new album coming, and you have to watch my website. So it's the past, the present is the tour, and the future is a new album. And I'm working on releasing that sometime this year. So look at my website, donovan.ie.
You're a singer, songwriter,
Yeah.
but also a guitar player. What often people are not that aware of. You're playing, you developed your own style and influenced a lot of people. How did you develop this style with the finger picking?
Well, I developed it because I love my music, and I love all music. I come from the tradition of a poet in Ireland and Scotland, so my lyrics are very important. My guitar playing and my styles, they come from a very old-fashioned style, you know, like a troubadour. Da 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 da. So I developed a love of my tradition, but I also liked jazz. I also like the blues, but I also like the blues that is acoustic, not electric. I love the acoustic blues. A 180 were challenged by Travis to die by a line that he drew with his sword as the battle drew nigh. A man that crossed over the line was for glory, and he that was left better fly. And over the line crossed 179. Hey, up Santiana, they're killing your soldiers below, so the rest of Texas will know. And remember the Alamo. My songwriting and art has been described as hopeful melancholy. You can maybe translate it. It's melancholy, melancholia, but it's got hope. So when you listen to the Donovan song, you can feel your own heart when it's sad, but in the song it says you can also survive this melancholy. So it's hopeful melancholy. That's how I was described once by a young man. So maybe that's what I am. I'm hopeful melancholy. But I'm also a great guitar player and a great songwriter. I know this now. I didn't know this when I was 18, I just wrote songs. But the songs come from a very deep source. And so I come from a very deep tradition called the Gaelic tradition of Ireland, Scotland and Wales and Cornwall and the west of France in Brittany. It's a style of music that we are famous for.
Thank you very much for taking your time.
Ole! Okay.